see this guy here staring back at you? That's your toughest opponent.
Who's next?
Happy Thanksgiving. I decided to spend my turkey day in one of my favorite places, the movie theater. So today's Real Reviews victim is Creed.
Everything's gonna be compared to him.
You are Apollo Creed's son, so use the name. It's yours.
Now, I'm not super familiar with the whole Rocky franchise. I've seen the first one, but that was many, many moons ago, and I might have seen one of the others. I don't really remember. So I walked into Creed with a clean slate. In this film, we follow Adonis, aka Donnie, aka Hollywood Johnson, who is the illegitimate son of the famous Apollo Creed from the Rocky films. After bouncing around in foster homes as a child after the death of his mom, he's taken in by Creed's widow, and he's basically given another chance, a new life. And fighting, though, it's in his blood, and knowing that he can't shake it. He has this love of fighting, so he boxes in Tijuana, and he quits his job though and decides that he wants to fight full time, but no one in LA will train him. So what does he do? He decides to move to Philly and ask Rocky Balboa to train him, and basically the rest is history. In what is technically Rocky 7, Creed is a movie I believe that stands on its own. If you're not familiar with the Rocky franchise, you can walk into this movie and thoroughly enjoy it and not feel like you're missing out. There are some little things that are reminiscent of those Rocky films, like certain things in the score or shorts or things like that, but it's not going to affect your movie-going experience. But if you are familiar with the franchise, those little things you'll love, and I think the heart of this movie and the message and everything is very reminiscent of those films. Stepping into this world would probably be intimidating to most young actors, but I think Michael B. Jordan hits a home run with this film. I've been a fan of his for a while, and he really shines in Creed. He plays this balance of Donnie's cockiness, but determination and tenderness, and the fight in him perfectly. And he creates a character that you genuinely want to root for. And everyone else in this movie is fantastic as well. Tessa Thompson plays Donnie's girlfriend, who's an aspiring singer named Bianca, who has struggles of her own, and I think there could be kind of what I consider a little bit of a lack of chemistry between these two. Overall, I think it worked, and I enjoyed seeing these characters' relationship unfold. Someone who Michael definitely had chemistry with is the one and only Sylvester Stallone. I loved every scene these two have together. Rocky and Donnie just make a dynamic duo, and their whole storyline and the fights that they go through in both the personal life and in the ring is so touching, and that's really the core of the story, I think, is this pseudo father-son relationship that Donnie's been longing for since he didn't grow up with a father. So I loved pretty much everything about this movie. I think the story is well developed, it's well directed, it's well rounded, the actors are great, and those fighting scenes are awesome. Plus, there's so much heart. And I also have to admit that this is the second boxing movie this year to make me shed a tear, something I never thought I'd do in what you would call a boxing movie. Darn you, Southpaw. And I think that this is good because this is so much more than just a boxing movie. So guys, if your girlfriend doesn't want to go see this with you just because, you know, they think it's just like, oh, guys hitting each other and blah, 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 another Rocky movie, assure them that it isn't. There is something for everybody in this. There's romance, there's fight, there's action. It's just great. It's something for everybody. Alright, so those are my 2 cents on Creed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Where does this movie fit or stack up in the Rocky franchise for you? Do you think that they should turn Creed into a franchise of its own? I do. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and before you go, click right over here to see my review of Disney and Pixar's latest flick, The Good Dinosaur. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm Lisa, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hey, while you're here, don't forget to click that subscribe button and check out even more reviews by clicking the boxes below. It's some fun stuff. I hope. Maybe.